Are you considering a move to Plano, Texas? Well, if so, then you're in the right place, because in this video, I'm going to take you on a little Google map tour. We're going to check out some commute times, and I'll show you some places around town. And I'll also share some information with you that you might want to consider when deciding whether or not Plano, Texas is the place for you. So let's get started. If this is your first time to the channel and you're excited to learn everything there is to know about the Dallas-Fort Worth area, be sure to subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you're always up to date on the latest market insights. My name is Tara McGraw. I'm a realtor here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I help people like you every single day. So whether you're looking to make a move in a month or a year, across country or across the globe, feel free to reach out. My contact information is in the description below. My team and I would love to help you make a smooth transition to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Now, let's get started on our tour. Okay, so here we are in Plano. You can see it here outlined in red. And you can see the proximity to Dallas, so it's really not too far. You've got Dallas right on the south side of Plano, but it kind of stops like right about here because you have Richardson kind of goes around on this side. So it's just like this little blip that goes up of Dallas, and Dallas curves around like that. And yeah, so this is Dallas right here, and you would think it stopped here, but nope, it goes all the way up to Plano. And then you've got Addison and Allen and McKinney and Frisco, all these suburbs out here. So quite a few people out in this area. In fact, according to the Internet Machine, there are 294,152 people who are living in the Plano area. So, you know, it's quite a few people, but it doesn't feel congested up there. It just feels congested during traffic times. So 8 o'clock, 5 o'clock, those times. But I don't even know that that's really Plano's fault necessarily, as much as that is all of these different suburbs trying to come down these two roads. So we will talk about those roads right now, actually. So you have 75 that goes north and south, and then you've got the Tollway that goes north and south. So those are your two main north and south highways. The Tollway over here is the Tollway, so remember, you have to pay to drive on the Tollway. And then you have the the George Bush Turnpike, which is also a tollway. So two tollways right there. And then 121 is also a tollway. So all this to say that you're going to need a toll tag. So if you are going to live in Plano, you need to have a toll tag because you're going to be getting on and off all of these roads. 75 is the only free one, and I'll be honest with you, I think I'd rather eat broken glass than drive on 75 because it is really a tough one because everybody's getting on it because it's free. So, you know, you're better off to just go ahead and pay. And I think I pay around $40 a month. Maybe it's auto debited out of my account, and I don't even really notice it, to be honest with you. So it's not really that big of a deal. But I'm going to tell you a little secret about driving in Dallas. So, well, from Plano to Dallas. So if you want to avoid these highways, 75 because it's just 75, and then these because they are tolls, you can take a little secret route, and I will tell you what that is. This is Preston Road, and it goes all the way up from Frisco, all the way down. I mean, it goes way up, like way up to 380, but we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about Plano. So it goes all the way down through Plano into Dallas and all the way down I think it ends at Loop 12, or wait, no, Preston goes way down. I don't even know where Preston ends. Mockingbird? I can't remember. Anyway, it goes a really long way. So a lot of times your map apps are going to tell you that you need to take Preston Road to go down, which, okay, that's a perfectly fine route, but I prefer a little more of a scenic route, and that is Hillcrest. Okay, so it goes way up from Frisco on down through Plano, and look, it goes north and south. It's parallel to Preston, because Preston can get pretty backed up if 75 and the tollway are backed up, and look, it goes all the way down just as far as Preston. So I prefer to avoid Preston Road, and I like to go on Hillcrest. It's called Ohio Road up here in Plano, and then it turns into Hillcrest when it gets down into Dallas. And it's kind of weird because it's Hillcrest also when it goes up through Frisco. So I don't really know why it changes names, but it does. And that's all you need to know, is that you can take Hillcrest, turns into Ohio, and then Hillcrest again and take it on down. So it's a really good option for avoiding the traffic. So let's talk about the traffic. Let's talk about the commute that you would be looking at if you decided that you wanted to live in Plano and you wanted to work downtown. 36 minutes is that's about as good as it's gonna get. 39 minutes on 75. I'm not even surprised at all that at 12:30 in the afternoon that there are backups here and here, because it's, like I said, it's 75 and we don't love 75. And when I say we, I mean me. I don't love 75. So I try not to drive on it, but sometimes I have to. So that's your commute if you're working downtown, but you don't have to work downtown, because a lot of places, are work from home. You can work remotely, or maybe you are a nurse or a doctor, and there are tons of hospitals up here in Plano. You've got the Baylor Hospital that is like right around here. You've got, there's a medical complex up here in Allen. There's Plano Medical City, Presby Plano. I mean, you've got a ton of options when it comes to, hospital facilities or healthcare facilities. So if you're in that field, you could work close to home. There's also Ericsson is in Plano, Frito-Lay, Bank of America. Actually had a client recently move here because she's going to work at Bank of America. And they also have JCPenney. So quite a few options when it comes to, living in Plano and also working in Plano. So you don't have to drive downtown if you don't want to. And I seriously don't recommend it. But some people, they don't mind it, and they get a good book on tape and they're good. Now let's talk airport commute, because maybe you commute for work. Maybe you have to fly a lot for work. So let's see. So the major airport is going to be DFW International. So International Airport, you've got everyone flies out of there. It is the main hub for American Airlines. So, it's not the greatest airline in the world, but they have a lot of options when it comes to flights. So it's not a bad option. I actually fly American a lot because I get the points, and I can get a flight anywhere. So that is a pretty good deal. So middle of Plano, you can take 121 and you can get to the airport in about 30 minutes. So that's really not bad. And if you were down here, you would just take, this is the tollway, you would take that south and then hop on over to 635 and then hit 121. So either way, you're going to come into the north entrance. I'm sorry. There is a south entrance as well, but you would be going to the north entrance pretty much from anywhere. So that is a good option for airports. The other option we have is Dallas Love Field. Now, it's not going to be necessarily a closer drive, but the thing that is nice about Love Field is that it is an easy in and out. So still 30 to 40 minutes to get down there, but it's just not as big. So with DFW, sometimes you gotta like park and ride and do all of that. Whereas Love Field, it's a much less fuss. And you can get some commercial flights. Southwest flies out of there. JSX flies out of there. If you want to do like a little charter plane, you can do that. JSX flies to Las Vegas, Denver, Cabo, just little places that are just like a little hop, skip, and a jump. So Addison Airport is very close to Plano. As you can see, it's only just a few minutes down the road, but it's a small airport. So this is going to be more for, personal aircraft. If you have, if you have your own private plane, or, you want to rent a hangar, you can rent a hangar there to keep your plane. Now let's look at Plano as a whole. And I want to show you what you can expect as far as the age of homes in Plano, because it is a little further south. It was developed a little bit earlier than some of the other areas. So this is where Plano was first developed. So East Plano was developed in the 1950s and 60s. So you can expect that when you're looking at homes that you're going to find they're going to be a little bit older over on this side of town, but there's still some very nice homes that, they don't build them like they used to. You can get a nice remodeled home over in that area. Then you have homes in the southern part of Plano that are also going to be a little bit older, because this is the way that Plano developed, this direction and this direction, spread that way. So when you hop over here, you start seeing homes in the 1970s, homes from the 80s, and homes in the 90s when you start getting over in these areas. So that's just what you can expect. You're not going to see a whole lot of new construction around Plano just because we just don't have it. It topped out at about the year, I'd say 2010. So as you start to go north, you see homes in, like the 2000s, and then you've got homes in the 2010s, and that's about as new as you're going to get. Except for, if you watch the full vlog tour, you'll see the Collin Creek development that is coming, and we're very excited about it. So this is the Collin Creek development that is going in right here where the old Collin Creek Mall was. So this was the mall back in the 70s and 80s. It was like arcade on a Friday night kind of mall where everybody went. But now they're tearing it down, and they've already cleared out a lot of it, and they've started building. So we've got new construction going in from Mattamy Homes. You've got Brightland Homes, and you have Ashton Woods. Ashton Woods is the other one. So these are going to be, they're not going to be freestanding single family detached homes. They're going to be single family attached. So that is basically a fancy way of saying duplexes. So a duplex is a nice option because it has windows on both sides. So a townhome, which they're also going to have townhomes, those you can get stuck in the middle, which is fine if you don't really, care about that. But it's always nice when you have a townhouse to get an end unit because you get more windows on either side. These are going to start at about $485 is what I'm hearing. So you can get about 1,500 square feet. And I believe those are the 3 bedrooms. So you're going to be looking at about $485K, 1,500 square feet, and probably 3 bedrooms. And then they're going to go up to $669 at this point. Okay, that could change at any time. They're always changing prices. But that's going to be a 4 bedroom. And you're going to get more like 3,000 square feet. So, it's not bad. 3,000 is pretty good size. So if you're looking for more of a resort style living with low maintenance and not a lot to take care of, then this might be a good option for you. They're also spending $1 billion on it. Hello, $1 billion, 1 billion with a B. So it's going to be pretty nice. They're going to have 9 acres of park area. So 9 acres of park area. It's going to be a big shopping center too. So they've got a little over 300,000 square feet of retail space. So that's exciting. And then they're going to have 40,000 in hotel space. I'm not sure what brand of hotel is coming in, but there is going to be a hotel, so that's great. And then you've got 40,000 in restaurant space going in. So, you know, great. Another place to go on a date night. And then they're going to have 1.8 miles of jogging trails, 1.8 or 1.6, something like that, but almost 2 miles of walking trails. So it's going to be a nice place. They'll have an amenity center with a pool and a gym and all the things that you would want for a lock and leave resort style living situation. So be sure to keep an eye on that if you are interested in new construction in Plano. So let's talk a little bit about the schools in Plano. So Plano schools, according to niche.com, are rated between A and A+. So that's, you know, I don't really think you can get much better than A+. So you don't necessarily need to send your kids to private school, although we do have a lot of private school options that are really, really fantastic and that we love. There are 44 elementary schools, 13 middle schools, and in Plano they have high schools and senior highs. So the 9th and 10th graders are going to go to the regular high school. They've got 6 of those. So 6 of those, and then you've got 3 senior high schools for the 11th and 12th graders. Okay, so let's talk recreation centers. So we have 9 recreation centers, which is pretty good for Collin County, and they're pretty good size. So you can, you know, go swimming. This is a nice one with a big pool, and they have summer camps and all kinds of different things. Each one offers different things, but most of them, you know, you can swim or, you know, play basketball. Some of them have like rock climbing walls and things like that. But they're all really nice. You can get a membership for the year. So an annual membership for a kiddo is going to be $95, and then it's $155 for an adult. And if you want a family pass, you can get all 9 for $399 for the whole year if you live in Plano. Now you can be a member of these if you don't live in Plano, like maybe you work there, but you just have to pay a little bit more. So we also have the nature preserves that are really nice options as well if you want to get sporty. So Arbor Hills on the west side, and it is a 200-acre preserve that has hiking, biking, like all the things, all the outdoor things that you want to do. There's paved trails and there are unpaved trails. You know, you can bicycle, you can walk it, you know, if you want to get down with the 90s, you can rollerblade it, whatever. So that is right here at Arbor Hills. But keep in mind, if you have a house that's right on the outskirts of it, might sound like a great idea to back up to it because no one can build behind you. But if you have little doggies or kitties, you might want to watch out because they have coyotes and bobcats and, you know, it's a nature preserve. Then on the other side of town, you have got the Oak Point Oak Point Nature Preserve. And I don't know why it's not labeled on here, so I'm just gonna write it out here. But the Oak Point Nature Preserve is actually 800 acres. So that is pretty good size. And the difference is that you'll see a little bit of water on this one here. So here they will let you go fishing. If you're into fishing, I mean, I'm sure it's catch and release because, you know, you have to keep the fish there for the next person. You can go fishing there. And then I also heard that you can go kayaking on these little ponds here, and also stand-up paddleboarding. And I believe on Wednesday afternoons you can actually rent a kayak from someone out there who's being a vendor, but otherwise all the rest of the time it is BYOK. Bring your own kayak. Another cool thing about the Oak Point Nature Preserve is that this is where they have the Plano Balloon Festival. So that is a big deal for Plano because they bring out hundreds of hot air balloons. So they have that. They've got rides, they've got food and vendors and just all different sorts of things to do out there. So that is, I believe they have that in September, later September. But if you really like festivals and things like that, you can also hop on over to Addison, which is just, right here. And they have a lot of festivals too, like Oktoberfest. There is the Taste of Addison. I think there's like a Christmas market. I mean, there's always something going on over here in Addison. So it's just right here. I know in the downtown area, which is over here-ish, they do like a little wine and art walk and, different little things over there. They'll have jazz set up on their little stage out there, and you can sit and be on a patio and listen to the jazz, and it's a good time. So, lots of little ways to entertain yourself outdoors here in Plano. Now let's talk about country clubs. So you've got Glen Eagles, that's the main country club. I want to say it has 36 holes of golf. You can play tennis, and they have pools and all the things. So that's a very popular one because it really is in the heart of Plano. Then there's a little club over here that is in this neighborhood, and it is actually part of the clubs of Prestonwood in Dallas. So it's like a little offshoot of that, and it's in the middle of the neighborhood, and it's really cute. I love it. And it's nice because you don't have to go anywhere, and you can go see all your neighbors right here at your own little club. There is the Preston Trails Golf Club. That is men only. It's always been like that. It is old school. They only let women in, I want to say, for maybe like a Valentine's dinner and maybe a Christmas thing. But it could have changed since then, but that's last I heard, that's how it was. Then there's the Bent Tree Country Club, which is also in Dallas. But I mean, as you can see, it's very, very close. And Bent Tree is a great club. It is beautiful. I was a member there for many years. They have just demolished the clubhouse and built a new one like 2 years ago, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So that is a very nice club. And they have, I think they still have 4 indoor courts over there for tennis. You've got Canyon Creek Country Club. That's over in Richardson, which is nice. Canyon Creek's nice. But I would say that the premier clubs are going to be Bent Tree, Glen Eagles, and then you can also pop up here to Stonebriar in Frisco. That is also a very nice country club that has a lot to offer. I don't know if they have indoor courts or not. I would think they would, but I've played them before. Anyway, so those are the main country clubs. If you want to join and make some friends, then I think that's a good option. Okay, shopping. Let's talk shopping. We know we love shopping. So we have some decent shopping here. This is the Preston Park intersection. And if you watch the full vlog tour, which you should, you will have seen the Preston Park Shopping Center. It has a lot of good shopping. It's all, just pull up right up to the front of the stores. It's not a mall or anything like that. It's a strip mall. It's 4 corners of strip mall, but it has really good stores like Williams-Sonoma. You've got, I want to call it Bed Bath & Beyond, but it's not. Pottery Barn. There's an REI. There's like all the stores. Sephora, you need to get your makeup, and you just need to run in and go over here, and that's a good place to do that. So it's really easy. They're going to have the Collin Creek Shopping Center. It's going to be a big deal. That's the one I told you that was going to be $1 billion. So that's going to have a lot of good shopping. So keep an eye out for that. I don't know what stores are going to be there yet, but it sounds like it's going to be a pretty big deal. Now, if you want to go a little more on the upscale side of shopping, you're going to want to come up here to the Shops of Legacy. Now, there's the Shops of Legacy on the west side, and there's the Shops of Legacy on the east side, and they are not the same. So the Shops of Legacy on the east side was built several years ago. That's pretty old, and that's where it used to be the spot. That was it back there in the day. So you can still go, places to eat, and they have like a Mi Casino or something over there, and a few little shops, but it's really not the big, hot spot anymore. Now everybody is going over to Legacy West. So that's going to be where you're going to have your Louis Vuitton store, your Tiffany's, just kind of like a little bit higher end, They're going to have nicer restaurants. So you can come over here and get a nice steak. You can get sushi and just all kinds of things to see and do over in the Shops of Legacy West. And they even have like a little area where they have different food vendors, and then they have live bands that play sometimes. So that's a place where people actually do go out here in Plano. And people think it's Frisco, but it's not. It's Plano. We claim that. Plano claims that. Then you also have down here the Shops of Willow Bend. What they do have is a Neiman Marcus. So we like that because, it's good to have that if you need to pick something up. They don't really have that great of a selection at that Neiman's, but when you need one, like for a product or something, then you can run in there and get it. And so, we're glad to have that. But you can also order, like online things and pick it up at that store. So that is nice. You're going to see a lot of other shopping centers scattered throughout Plano, and these are all just mostly, grocery stores and things like that. So no shortage of places to shop. Now, have no fear if you're in this area. I know it looks a little bit like there isn't any shopping, but this right here, Waters Crossing, is actually a nice big shopping center, and they also have the outlet mall up here. So those are actually in Allen, but they're on the border of Plano. So you can shop there, and I think they even have a pretty good little Santa Claus that goes out there at Christmas time. So good thing to keep in mind. And you can also go shopping over in the downtown area over here, but it's more of like antique stores and little like specialty boutiques that I feel like you'd probably go to for more like a fun, Saturday afternoon stroll around and, gift shopping and stuff like that. So these are going to be your more used shopping areas. Now up in Frisco, probably like right about here, there is the Stonebriar Mall. So that's going to be the closest mall that is going to have like all of your, basics, like all the things that you would think, would be in a mall, like a Lululemon and, like your Gap and your Express and stores like that. So you can get all that at Stonebriar. And you can also get all of that down here at the Galleria, which is just north of 635. So it's a little bit further down to the Galleria. And the Galleria used to be amazing. It really was really awesome back in the day when they built it. But, it's getting kind of a little bit older and starting to wear out. But they do have some pretty good stores there that are still around. And they have an ice skating rink. And, Stonebriar has an ice skating rink too. But the Galleria does have an ice skating rink. And at Christmas time, they have this great big huge Christmas tree that goes up in the middle of it, and it's really festive and fun. And so really that's the time that you want to go there, is that Christmas time. But yeah, that's pretty much your main shopping areas in the Plano area. Okay, so let's talk about the area lakes, because we are a long way from the ocean, probably going to be at Lake Texoma, which is on the border of Oklahoma, right here, and Texas. It runs right through the middle of this lake right here. So that's Texoma. And it's a good lake. It's a huge lake. So it's deep and you can really spread out, and it doesn't get too congested with boats right now. On a holiday weekend, it does, but it's really, really starting to develop all the way up 75 here. And they just got, I think they've got a Margaritaville going in Denison, and there's a Hard Rock Hotel getting built somewhere over here, and there's a lot developing out there. So it's kind of country for now, but I don't really know how long it's going to be country. So, but that is where a lot of people have lake houses in the Dallas area. They also have lake houses way down here in the bottom at Cedar Creek. So this lake is smaller, but it's a cute lake, and the houses are really nice, and people just really like, I mean, it's not a very far drive. It's probably like about an hour and 15 up to Lake Texoma, and you know, it takes a little bit longer to get over to Dallas if you're up here, over to Cedar Creek if you're up here in Plano, but it's still not too far, and you'll see a lot of Dallas people here. So if you're looking for a lake house, those are the two main lakes that people tend to gravitate towards for buying lake houses. Now, if you just want to go and drop your boat in and have a little day trip, then you can go to Ray Roberts up here. Lake Louisville, so Lake Louisville has a little bit of a reputation for people because it's so close, you know, it's really close to everything. So people go there and they tend to, you know, get to drinking and having a good time. And then, you know, you kind of hear about a lot of lake tragedies on Lake Louisville. So I'm not saying don't go there. I'm just saying be careful. Anyway, so that's Lake Louisville. Lake Lavon is nice. It is, you know, really beautiful out here, and it's still, you know, pretty scenic over there. It's not really super built up. Grapevine Lake is over here. Now that is a very pretty lake. It's a small lake, but it's very, very pretty, and the homes are very, very nice on it. If you're lucky enough to be able to get one, they are really nice. So that's a really pretty lake right there. And then Eagle Mountain Lake is also a very, very nice lake. You will see lake homes out there, but I mean, you're going to see some pretty big ones. Our team had a listing out there for like $8 million or something. So these are kind of pricey, but you know, you can get a little one maybe. There you go. That's your lake summary for the Plano area.
And that wraps it up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you found it helpful and useful, and that you feel a little bit better equipped to make a decision about moving to the Dallas-Fort Worth area and Plano in particular. So as always, whether you're looking to make a move in a month or a year, across country or across the globe, I'm always here to help and answer any of your questions. Feel free to reach out. My contact information is in the description below. I'd love to help you make a smooth transition to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So until next time, I'll see you in the next video.